Knowing the tremendous struggles that these families go through when they are faced with a life-threatening diagnosis and they have to have a bone marrow stem cell transplant is what keeps me going on a daily basis. And I know that we have to get to the point where we are not turning away any individual for financial assistance.
I think we can cure patients with a transplant, but I think what people forget is the aftercare is really the most important part. And a lot of these families are doing it themselves. They don't have a doctor in their house, a nurse in their house, and so we need to be able to give these families the support they need. And through charities such as the Bone Marrow Foundation, we're able to give them the support that they deserve so we can have successful outcomes long term for these families.
When I was pregnant with Sammy, my platelets started dropping, and I went for my 1-month postpartum checkup, and that's when they started seeing abnormal cells. So originally they thought it was just from the pregnancy that, there was the fluctuation, but in fact I had leukemia. It was David's 3rd birthday, the day I was admitted into hospital. And I just looked at them and, I was like, I have to come back. I have to, it's not an option. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to get better and raise my kids.
When the decision was made that she needed the 2nd bone marrow transplant, I just that was the last straw for me. And I had to make, an extremely difficult decision to walk away from my career for that time.
Finances were just really tough, so I was trying to reach out to any avenue I could to get a bit of support. And that was when I wrote my Lifeline project.
It was a horrible time for us overall, but there were so many blessings in between there that we look at and we are extremely grateful and thankful for.
Families get diagnosed and all of a sudden their whole world is turned upside down. And they then start to realize that not only do they have to focus on the medical needs and finding the right doctor, but also how are they going to afford this.
When Latrice was diagnosed, she was 14 years old, just graduating middle school, going into high school. I was really shocked to find out what she had been diagnosed with. I was hearing the words, but I wasn't really hearing much else that the doctor was saying once he said that she had Hodgkin's disease. Right prior to her diagnosis, I was laid off from my job. Initially, she had done chemotherapy and radiation, and after that, she had 2 tumors actually, and the tumor in the chest had not gone. The chemo and radiation did not dissolve the tumor. And then that's when we were transferred to Morgan Stanley, where she was told that they would be doing the bone marrow transplant at that point.
The hardest part about the transplant was I just felt alone. I felt so isolated. I couldn't see my friends.
The Bone Marrow Foundation came in with help with transportation, helping us pay the bills while she was at the hospital. It's very difficult to look for work or even work when you have a child that's in the hospital for so long. In spite of all that she's been through, I'm very excited for her. This is a new chapter in her life. She's been through so much, and just the fact that she's been able to keep up with her schoolwork, she's graduating on time. So that's something that was very important for her. She wanted to graduate on time with her friends in school.
Before Jaden was born, I had an amnio and I found out that he had sickle cell disease. We had to wait till Justin was 1 year old to do the blood test to see if he was a match, and we found out he was a perfect match. And we were happy and we were scared at the same time for Justin because he was so little. This picture is really important because this day was when Justin turned 2, before the day of the transplant, and Justin and Jaden hadn't seen each other for about 2 weeks. And the transplant team allowed us to celebrate Justin's 2nd birthday in Jaden's room. When the transplant was done, it was We were elated, we were celebrating because we knew it was a brand new life for him to begin. And about an hour and a half later, he suffered a stroke, massive stroke. The Bone Marrow Foundation helped us pay for our bills that month while my husband wasn't working. We were going back and forth. What Jaden went through was, unexpected and obviously traumatic for us. So one less bill, a couple of less bills, because the bills don't stop coming in, so it was a relief. It was, and it helped out a lot.
I'm so tremendously grateful to all of our contributors over the past 22 years who have helped support our mission and all of our patient programs. And I know that we want to get to a point where we're not turning away any patients.
Jaden's healthy. But we just celebrated his 2-year anniversary 2 weeks ago, and he's cured. He's cured and he's fully recovered from the stroke. And Justin is my little firecracker. He's our gift. He's a gift from God. He's a miracle child because he saved his brother's life. So they're both healthy and doing great.
Be a lifeline. Be a lifeline.
Be a lifeline, please.
Be a lifeline.
Be a lifeline.
Be a lifeline.
Be a lifeline.